People are sharing their worst first date stories, and oh my God, some of these are so insane. He asked me for $500 to pay his rent. On a first date? Guy invited me out for a friend's birthday at a strip club. He went to the back with a dancer, came back and asked if I had a pen and paper, then wrote his number on it and gave it to the dancer. I feel like first date at a strip club was the first red flag, but he told me how all his exes were really hot and didn't work out, so he decided he would never date a girl as hot as him again while on a date with me. By the way, I went to her profile. She's stunning. We sat in his car in a Lowe's parking lot eating Chick-fil-A, and he started making moves on me, and I asked him to take me home. He proceeded to speed out of the parking lot and recklessly drove all the way home, and when I got out of the car, I didn't give him a kiss, so he tried to run me over with his car. Report him to something. He told me he loved me, and then I had to remind him of my name. The guy invited me to dinner and a movie, and then proceeded to not eat dinner after I ordered because he doesn't eat in front of people he doesn't feel comfortable with. He brought me to the beach and made a beautiful charcuterie board, then told me he didn't actually care if I was there or not. He just wanted to eat charcuterie. He told me his ex-girlfriend was now his sister after his parents adopted her and they lived together. Flag on the play. He asked out the cashier at the restaurant we were at in front of me on our first date. What? He was a cop and told me he used any excuse to pull people over for fun, and if they gave him any sort of attitude or trouble, he used any little reason to get their car towed. They had to pay to get it out of the impound. There was no second date. Yeah, good call. Tried to kidnap me and drive all the way up to the mountains. I am glad you're okay. Opened my car door in the middle of the highway. What? Run. So we started out with Pokemon, then he ends up taking me to a graveyard to look at dead people's names and wrote them in a notebook of baby names he would use. Well, that took a turn. He told me he was excited to raise our kids in a specific church from his hometown. We had never met. Yeah, that's a cult for sure. Someone took me on an 8-mile hike and asked if anyone close to me had died recently, and if so, how did I react? Let's just say I'm glad you're not on Dateline now. He brought his mom without telling me. Yes, I had to sit in the back seat, and then after his card declined, I had to pay for both of them. The mom didn't even try to pay. What? On the first date, he asked me if I wanted to meet his grandparents and then drove to a graveyard. It's kind of funny. He asked me to move in with him. He lived in the basement of his grandma's house. I went to the bathroom and he used my card to pay for dinner. I found out by the notification from my bank on my phone. The boy said nothing. I went out to dinner with this guy, and while we're eating, cops come in and arrest him. Saved by the siren? We went out to dinner, and the whole time he talked about how he'd rather be out with another girl, but she was out of town. Kissed me on the first date, then said, okay, I'll break up with my girlfriend now. Had to make sure I liked you enough. Ugh. I went on a date with a serial killer and found out during the day. Good kisser though? That's enough. I'm gonna go tell my husband how much I love him.